Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. Could Zelina Vega be heading to AEW? She's hinting that it is possible. She's hinting at AEW interest. RingsideNews.com reporting here. It says AEW now has Andrade on their roster, and he has a long history with Zelina Vega. The two sold a lot of tickets to the duo in NXT, and as he carried the brand's top title, they also made their way to the WWE main roster and saw a lot of time on screen before the company split them up, and they both diminished in capacity. During AEW Dynamite this week, Andrade sat down with Jim Ross for an interview. He and Vicky Guerrero said that they have a surprise coming soon. That got many fans to speculate that Thea Trinidad, the former Zelina Vega, might be on her way. And Zelina Vega actually, in response to that interview, she tweeted out, with a thinking emoji. Zelina Vega was thought to be on her way back to the WWE. We'll have to see though if those plans have changed because they released her husband, Aleister Black. You would imagine that there might be a little she might be a little upset that they released her husband, especially if she was going back. I kind of thought she might have been going back to work with Aleister Black. But now that they've released Aleister Black, her returning to the WWE seems to be up in the air. Tony Khan has expressed interest in the past, and we could we there's a chance we could see Thea Trinidad in AEW in the near future, and I think that would be fantastic. I think if they put Thea Trinidad back with Andrade, I know they were an absolute tremendous team in NXT. If Tony Khan could pull this off and bring in Thea Trinidad, and because it is rumored that Aleister Black is going to AEW, so you would kind of think that if Aleister Black signed with AEW, I don't think Aleister Black's going to go back to the WWE. I know the WWE has mentioned that they made a mistake, or some executives or some higher ups in the WWE are expressing disappointment that Aleister Black has been released, and they would like to get him back. But I don't think Aleister Black's going to return. I think Aleister Black's going to sign with AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling is a dark horse, but I really think he's going to sign with AEW. And like I said, it was thought that Zelina Vega, Thea Trinidad, was headed back to the WWE, but that's all changed now, apparently, as they released Aleister Black, and she hasn't signed any deal with the WWE. So Tony Khan could just slip right in there, and well, she doesn't have to wait for any 90-day non-compete. She could sign with them right away, and I would love to see her back. I would love to see her back with Andrade. I think they make a great team. Yes, she's with Vicky Guerrero, but I think they bring in Zelina Vega, Thea Trinidad. I think they phase out Vicky Guerrero. I think Thea Trinidad would be much better with Andrade in AEW than Vicky Guerrero. Who knows? Maybe the surprise is Zelina Vega or Thea Trinidad. Okay, well, going by her name that she's going to be going by. They bring her in, and the surprise is that they want nothing to do with Vicky Guerrero, and they kick Vicky Guerrero out. Because I, like I said, I think Andrade and Thea Trinidad will be a great team, and I hope Tony Khan um, hope Tony Khan can sneak in there and sign Thea Trinidad to a contract. It says it was reported that she's under a deal. Well, she was under. Tony Khan was interested in her in the past, but she had signed a deal, an undisclosed deal. I think a non-pro wrestling deal that kept her from signing with All Elite Wrestling. But I think that deal, whatever deal it was, is no longer valid or expired. So it does seem like she's able to sign with AEW. And so again, we're just going off Thea Trinidad responding to Andrade's interview with Jim Ross. So this is all speculation. It's all speculation, but there's a chance that it could happen, in my opinion, and I would love to see it. Okay, so the Good Brothers are making their return to New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's been made official. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong announces Tag Team Turbulence. It's a 8-team tournament. We'll love to see them bring in a tag team championship, but it doesn't appear that this tournament is going to crown a new champion or an inaugural champion. but it is a eight team tag team tournament. So in the tournament, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, the Good Brothers. There in the opening round, they take on Clark Connors, TJP, Yuji Nagata, and Ren Narita. That's a great team. Great team right there. Taking on Fred Yehi and Wheeler Utah. We have Kevin Knight and DKC. On the other side of the bracket, taking on Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaac. And then Brady King and Chris Dickinson. Brody King, Chris Dickinson against JL Kratos and Danny Limelight. So those are the 8 teams, tag team tournaments. Um, there's there's no reason to believe that any other team besides the Good Brothers are going to win this tournament. I would love to see Tamatanga Tagaloa show up at the end of this tournament and attack the Good Brothers. I think that would be great. But Good Brothers officially making their return to New Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team Turbulence. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong starts July 16th. This is going to be a great tournament. Like I said, the Good Brothers. The other team that I'm really interested in is Yuji Nagata and Ren Narita. Great team there. Unfortunately, the it's going to in the first round. I think it's well, the second round is going to, my opinion, is going to see the Good Brothers against Yuji Nagata and Ren Narita, which should be a tremendous. Could probably be the best match of the tournament. Or, I'm thinking the finals, we're going to see the Good Brothers against Brody King and Chris Dickinson, or possibly JL Kratos and Danny Limelight. But it's going to be a good tournament. It's going to be a very good tournament, and it's good to see the Good Brothers back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And like I said, fingers crossed that Tamatanga Tangaloa show up and go after the Good Brothers, because there's a feud kind of brewing there. They've been going back and forth on Twitter, on social media. Love to see the Gorillas of Destiny show up and go right at the Good Brothers when this tournament is over. But again, very happy that the Good Brothers are returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Real quick, yesterday, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Ignition results. Josh Alexander made his New Japan Pro Wrestling debut. Little disappointed he didn't come out with the X Division title, but that's okay. That's okay. But he took on Alex Coughlin. Josh Alexander defeated Alex Coughlin. Barrett Brown and Bateman defeated Fred Rosser, who just signed an exclusive deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Adrian Quest. And New Japan Pro Wrestling legend Satoshi Kojima defeated JL Kratos as well. So there you have it. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm Louis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.